guys, it's Theresa again with Throwback Thursday, working in my Project Life 2014 album. And so today I'm working on half of week 19. I decided I have another insert for this week, and so I decided just to do half of this layout for you today. I'm trying this week to release 5 videos, and whenever I do that, something kind of has to give, right? And so I'm just going to do half of this layout today, and then I'll do the rest of it next week for you. I'm working with some of my Allison Kreft products. And if you're not familiar with Allison Kreft, if you're new to the scrapbooking industry, I'll tell you a little bit about her. She is no longer in the scrapbooking industry per se. I think the last I heard she had gone to design with a company called Mixbook, which is still photo products, photo books, and that kind of thing. But I became familiar with her when she was a designer for Hambly Screen Prints. And Hambly Screen Prints is the company that made us fall in love with transparencies. Allison designed for Hambly, and Allie Edwards used Hambly Screen Prints in her December dailies in the early years of that project. And that's sort of how transparencies became popular as we know them today. So Allison had a big role in that. And so then when Hambly went out of business, I guess 2009, 2010 maybe, they went under, and she went to work with Webster's Pages, and she released a couple of collections for them. She released a couple of collections with Echo Park as well. And she's always been a favorite of mine, and so I have some things of hers that I still work with, that I still pull out sometimes. And I had been sort of putting these couple of products aside, or hoarding or stashing them for this project specifically. So I'm happy to work with these Allison Kreft products. There's probably still some available out there somewhere in the interwebs. I know some of the collections that I'm using are Sprinkled with Love, Capture Life, and I think Record and Composition or something like that. That was a really old one, so there might not be anything left of that collection. But anyway, so I'm doing something I don't normally do right here. I'm actually making a title card that's not a date card. I'm going to do the date card on the other side of this layout. So this was just a home for a title, just to sort of highlight that we really are building our dream here. And so I'm just cutting around that banner. It didn't really, it faded into that background, so I put it on a little bit of white and cut around it. And then I'm dotting my proverbial I's here. Sometimes I don't do that. Sometimes I leave those little dots off because there's not enough adhesive on them. I'm also going to add just a little something in that corner there. I'm going to grab one of those cameras and use that as a home for the staple, just to keep that card inside there. So that pocket is done, and then I'm going to write a little of my journaling here. I'm thinking about if I want to add anything to that card, and I decide just to add a heart and to let it be just plain. And so I'm just writing about the concrete being poured and how we were able to walk on our foundation that day. And so we were able to sort of pace out some of the spaces and begin visualizing, one more step in it being really real. So, just a few sentences about that, and I'm going to put that away. Okay, I'm going to add a little banner to the picture of our feet and a heart, and then that circle onto that journaling card. I'm trying to think I'm going to move to the insert now. This, of course, is my circle date, which is from Paisley Press. And so I'm using those to highlight the date, the specific date of those photos. And then trimming off the top there. Normally I staple it once on the inside of the pocket and once on the outside of the pocket. And for some reason that didn't happen this time. And then I messed up. So I had to pull that staple out. And then here we go. I'll get it fixed. Okay. And by the way, there's no filtering on these photos. There's no filtering, no editing. The sun was behind the house almost the entire process of building it. So almost every day I got some pretty delightful shots of the sun casting those glints over the job site. So that's really awesome. I'm going to do a little bit more journaling here and talk about how the kids got to walk those spaces, and they got to bond with those spaces while it was being built. And it was pretty cool to see the girls sitting on our front porch. I love that. And in a couple more years, I'll do another layout with them being grown up, sitting on that porch, and do comparisons, right? So I love that. I love these memories that are in the making. So that card needed a little trim with my trusty Fiskars trimmer. And I'm going to put that away. And then I'm going to look for a card, a vellum or a transparency to go in that empty space. This little box is actually an old Fossil tin container that Fossil watches come in. They're perfect for 3x4 cards, by the way, if you have any in your stash. So I pulled out this little wood grain vellum. I guess it's Webster's Pages. And I'm just going to grab this sticker for this side, and then a similar shape for the back side. And that's all I'm going to do on that. So that insert is done. And then I'm coming back over. I've still got a little more journaling that I wanted to write about getting the pipes inspected. So yay for plumbing, right? Just important things, water. So that's exciting too, to see that was approved. And I think I wrote a little bit about hoping that all our inspections go that smoothly, which they did. I think there was one inspection that we had a little bit of problems with, and of course they fixed it. So easy journaling there again. I love how there's just several different places, right? Instead of having to write out one big long story, there's just several small spaces to write 2 or 3 sentences. It makes it not so overwhelming, but it does give me the opportunity to say more. And I like Allie Edwards' philosophy on that. Just tell me more. Tell me more about what that picture means to me of those pipes sticking out of the ground with a sticker on them, right? That means something to me. So that's the cool thing about this project. Use that for that purpose. I'm just looking for a quick card for this one last pocket here. I'm going to leave that transparency in the middle blank. And then I'm just trying to find, I don't think I end up going with that ruler one. There we go. That's the one I decided to go with. And then this part of the layout is done. So thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll see you next week. I'll finish up this layout for you next week. And please be sure and like and comment and subscribe for me.